Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Angela here, and today we are talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry at Beyonce's Renaissance tour. Or as I like to call it, the makeup concert after Meghan failed to be seen at Taylor Swift's Eras tour after swearing that she was jumping up and down during Love Story, considering they used that as a quick band-aid to deter from the fact that Meghan wasn't traveling with Harry to Tokyo, leaving him to travel solo for multiple events as she pockets the exposure and joint deals without doing anything. And now they appeared at Beyonce's show, and Meghan actually went twice. I'll also talk about Harry's appearance at the Messi game. From Harry's annoyance during the show to Meghan's cringe dancing, to the over-the-top PDA to Meghan coddling celebrities and billionaires at the second show, I'm gonna talk about it all. By the way guys, I have a little cold, so that's why I may sound stuffy, so just ignore that. And before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe for more Meghan and Harry content, follow us on social media, and check out our blog for inside celebrity tea. And before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to Rose Forever for sending me these beautiful pink roses. Rose Forever is a New York-based brand launched in 2019, and they designed these luxurious rose boxes with natural roses that last for a year as if they were just picked out. The bouquet came in this chic black velvet box with the roses arranged so beautifully, and they literally smell so good. I also like that the box is very lightweight, so you can display it on a shelf like I'm going to. And if you guys are interested, they have given me an exclusive discount for you guys for $25 off site-wide using my code SMedia. This will only be valid for 30 days, so be sure to check them out. If you guys want more information, everything will be in the description box. And without further ado, let's get into this Beyonce drama. Harry's misery at the first show. On September 1st, Harry and Meghan attended Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour at SoFi Stadium in California, and Harry couldn't look more miserable. A fan first showed the photos, and you can see Meghan dancing, her mother Doria recording, their entourage chilling, and Harry just standing there staring out into space, giving a side eye as his hands are in his pockets. If he was standing in line at the grocery store, I'd be like, okay, there's nothing fun at a grocery store, but when everyone is vibing at a concert and you look like that, something is off. He seemed miserable during the entire show as more photos crept onto social media from onlookers at the concert. The group followed Beyonce's request for fans to wear silver for her show. Meghan wore a sequin silver pencil skirt and a white top, and Harry seemed forced into a silver blazer over a gray shirt and a pair of light-colored pants. He looks like he had just left a business meeting and is now at a concert. Who wears a blazer to a concert? Oh, Harry. In one photo you can see him on his phone while Meghan has her hands up and is dancing. In another you can see her having a jolly time. And in another, she's still dancing as Harry stands next to her, looking in the opposite direction of where she's looking. In another photo you can see Meghan and her mother looking at Harry as he stares off into the distance. Doesn't seem like he's looking at Beyonce performing, as everyone else in their circle is looking somewhere else, assumingly at Beyonce. He looked miserable, probably because he was forced to come out for a photo op, despite the anniversary of his mother's death being the day before. I'm shocked that Meghan wasn't cosplaying as Diana at the show in honor of her death. I mean, they do some really weird things involving Diana. Wanting to recreate her death for a Netflix project is one of them, as I exposed in my last video. They watched the show from a private box, and people on Twitter took notice of how they sat in a private box as opposed to on the floor seats where most celebrities and VIPs have been spotted. Keep this in mind for later in the video. When looking up the pricing, they saw that the private box wasn't as expensive as Sussex fans thought, being only $729, a small number in comparison to front row seats being almost $28,000. Now, when celebrities get invited to these shows or want to attend, they don't often have to buy a ticket. They can have a celebrity discount or a connection that gets them in. This isn't always the case, but I've definitely heard of this happening. It's how celebrities get access to sold-out shows. Usually the performer, Beyonce in this case, holds tickets to the side for VIP guests. Dancing it out in PDA. After all the photos of Harry looking miserable made their way onto social media and to the press, suddenly more videos came out from the disastrous duo at the concert. First, we have Meghan and her cringe dancing to Diva. I'm not trying to be a hater, but she just looks so funny, aggressively shaking her hips like that. What's funny is that when I spoke about her not being at the Taylor concert and having her PR rep run fake stories that she was, I said that when a celebrity is at a concert dancing and having fun like the press claimed Meghan was doing at the Eras tour, this is usually followed up with videos and photos to prove it. Here we have Meghan dancing as if she wants to scream, "Look at me, I'm at the Beyonce concert. You all thought that I wasn't really at the Taylor concert, but here I am." And I'm not saying that she can't have fun, go Meghan, dance as cringy as you would like. It's just funny how there wasn't this content of her at the Eras tour, which is just as big as the Renaissance tour, if not bigger. The best way I can describe it is that she danced as if someone was watching her. You know when you are extra because someone is recording? This is how it felt like. People were quick to make TikToks saying, "Oh my god, look at her being free and not being restricted as part of the royal family." And it's like, the general public can be a little stupid sometimes, and that's what a celebrity like Meghan relies on. Pretty sure she needed that stupidity for Netflix. A royal has to follow certain protocols of elegance in class in public, just like you would have to follow whatever protocol your job has or whatever protocol your school has. It's not that deep, and her shaking her hips aggressively at a Beyonce concert isn't the symbol of American freedom people on TikTok think it is. But let's talk about Harry, whose misery continued. In this video of them being seen backstage, Meghan has her arm extended out to him and holding on to him as she talks to someone, and then he pulls away looking rather uninterested. As his face turns to the camera, he looks annoyed for a split second until he seems to smile at someone who's talking to him. Then there's this TikTok that concert goers made of a British guy making a joke saying, "When you run into your family and need to borrow some cash," and in the background you can see that Harry appears to be on the phone talking to someone and Meghan is next to him munching on something. Who talks on the phone during a concert? Someone who wants to be anywhere else with anybody else. The entire night he looked annoyed except for this one moment. During Love on Top, we see Meghan and Harry singing and dancing to each other, and Doria's dancing in front of them, and then Meghan grabs him into a hug or some sort of kiss, and then pulls away to dance some more, and Harry goes back to his glum stance for a short moment. Even when he was dancing and singing, it looked forced. Not like the kind of fun that comes naturally to you, but kind of like, "Hey, I'll party with you, here's me dancing awkwardly," and he did indeed look awkward. And not like the dancing and singing came to him freely like it usually would at a concert. And thanks to the photos of him looking miserable at the concert, we know that he wasn't having that much fun to begin with. And the fact that we have one little snippet of the night, and that is them dancing and singing to Love on Top, well, it all seems planned and forced. One Twitter user said, "So my conclusion on the Beyonce concert, the original pics of miserable Harry on his phone were not staged and were taken by a member of the audience. Sadly for the Markles, they were released before the planned video. PR mayhem." What do you guys think? Because the photos of Harry being miserable dropped first before all the lovey-dovey videos. Also, I think that Harry and Meghan don't know how this works and they don't have a grasp on social media and on what people want to begin with. For one, they're not young and hip, so they aren't with the media and the TikToks of Gen Z. They don't understand how it all works, so they probably thought, "Oh, we will get photographed dancing and having fun and those photos will go all over the media," not realizing that they don't have a choice in what goes viral and what people will pay more attention to. And the fact that a concert goer posted on social media the photos of Harry looking miserable before any media site could, you know Harry and Meghan love blaming the media, it gives us an unbiased glance into what's happening. I doubt that if they were truly dancing and laughing up the night like they are in that one video, we'd have this many photos of Harry looking miserable. It's one thing when it's out of context versus being the actual reality. But I guess Meghan didn't want Harry weighing her down again as she attended another show at the Renaissance tour 3 days later on September 4th. Harry at the Messi game. Before we get into Meghan's scene at the second Beyonce show, let's talk about how happy Harry looked on September 3rd to watch Lionel Messi play soccer in LA. He's so giddy and even goes as far as catching sight of a camera recording him from afar and smiling and giving a thumbs up. And here he is in the audience, just so happy without Meghan. What do you guys think? The second show, and Meghan making connections. This time around, Meghan was photographed with Kerry Washington and Kelly Rowland. She wore a mock neck tank and a silver skirt as she sat next to the CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, and executive chairman of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. This time, she's not in the private box, but is instead hanging out with celebrities. Interesting. It's funny because you know who was also there at the concert when Meghan and Doria were dancing it up in the private box? Tyler Perry, who was vouching for them on Netflix like his life depended on it, only for him to ghost them afterward. During the second night at the concert, all of Hollywood appeared to be there. The Biebers, the Kardashians, Jenners, Kylie and Timothy even made their first public outing together as they were spotted making out. Everyone and their mother was there that night. That was a big night for Hollywood. And it was that night and not the first night when Meghan was cringe shaking it from the private box as Harry stood there contemplating where his life went. No wonder why Meghan had to try her hand a second time at the publicity, this time dropping Harry the downer. Here you can spot her laughing and talking amongst celebrities and twirling her hair next to Kelly Rowland. Tyler Perry's also there but doesn't seem to acknowledge Meghan at all. She's literally in the middle of a sea of celebrities. You see Hailey Bieber, Kim Kardashian, and a bunch of other celebrity A-listers in the pile. Now what's funny is that there was this photo of Kelly Rowland and Kerry Washington posing alone. It seems to be taken in the same second that this photo is taken, where Meghan seems to join them or just randomly jump in for the photo. One Twitter user pointed out the time that Meghan posed with Kerry Washington and then copied her entire look afterward. What's hilarious is that Kerry ended up posting a bunch of photos from the concert night and not one of them included Meghan. What was included was a selfie of her and Kelly Rowland. Guess she didn't like the fact that Meghan seemed to photobomb their professional photo. Also, when they did take the photo, they were posing for professional photographers at the show, and it's interesting how Meghan didn't make it for the personal photo op.
Would you look at that?
Doria also seemed to be there at the second show as she hung out with some lawyer friend, as some Twitter users noticed, and Meghan and Doria didn't really interact during the second night. I guess they both had different agendas. Why is she doing all of this? In my professional opinion, Meghan is doing her best to garner those celebrity connections herself. She's out on the field, inserting herself into every picture, every celebrity circle, and this is because her name dropping her title to celebrities and politicians didn't work. So now she has to go herself and climb the ladder once again. And this time without Harry, who stole the attention with his misery and turned what was supposed to be a photo op of them being happy and dancing to all about how he looked miserable. So what did she do? Drop him for the second time she went to the concert, as she literally looked like she was waiting on celebrities to even look at her so she can do that huge smile of hers and grab a quick photo op. It's funny, she'll put more work into being photographed with celebrities than she will for her actual job, which no one knows what that is. She only clocked in 52 hours of work last year alongside Harry. Now Meghan has been trying to make her Instagram comeback for over a year now. The last time she hinted that she was coming back to Instagram was during her controversial interview with The Cut. She eventually had to postpone the return considering the Queen had passed like the week after, and Meghan and Harry had to go shit on the royal family for Netflix. Now reports are running rampant about Meghan's Instagram return, with Richard Eden talking about how Meghan is apparently preparing to launch a new commercial venture, and there's speculation that it's going to be similar to Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle business Goop, and that is connected to her Instagram. If you recall, Gwyneth Paltrow was one of the names that Meghan was apparently dining with at that time her and Harry were spotted. Funny how the non-profits and all the fake charities can't be bothered with anymore, right? That's what the royal family departure all had to do with, Meghan using her Duchess status to build her own life away from the royal family and in Hollywood. But not after she took their titles and their publicity. It was never about security, as Meghan didn't seem to care for security as she jumped from celebrity to celebrity at Beyonce's show, huh? Well, that's all for this video. Let me know what other Harry and Meghan content you guys want me to talk about. Harry released the Netflix trailer for Heart of Invictus, and the show is already a flop, not making it into the top 10 of Netflix, so that must hurt. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content each week. Follow us on our social media, and as always, I'll see you next time.